everybody. Today we'll talk about the exam coverage for grade 10 advanced and 11 general for term 3. Let's begin with the grammar coverage. So as you can see here on the screen, we have these topics that will be covered in the grammar and functional language. This is likely to be in the maze part of the exam. As you can see on the left here, we have clauses and phrases, left sentence, the part to emphasize the top range of questions as a prerequisite. And we have conjunctions, especially clauses and sentences linked with a range of basic connectors. That's the prerequisite for this. Conjunctions, especially coordinating conjunction. And also we have adjectives, relative adjectives, and we have conditionals, fixed conditions, first, second, third. And the next topic is past modal verbs. The verbs in the past, like would have done something, have said something. And clauses and phrases, specifically defining and non-defining relative clauses. So these topics will be covered in the exam. On the left, you see grammar. These will be covered in the exam. They are likely to be in the maze section of the any of them or some of them. For vocabulary, the vocabulary will be related to three themes: environment, animals, and jobs. They are all taken from the course Bridge to Success. So as you can see here, you have words like sustainable initiative, climate change, fossil fuels, global warming, so on. These words are all taken from the book, as I said, and they might be used in the maze part of the exam, where you are asked to fill in the gaps using some of the words or the grammatical structures as discussed earlier. They might also help you understand some of the reading passages which will be related to these themes. Okay, so let's skip the content assessment part, go to the final exam assessment. You will have a reading paper-based exam and you will have an electronic exam. Let's begin with the paper-based. This part includes writing and inference questions for reading. So part one of the exam is a 3-response opinion question where you are given a writing prompt and you are asked to write about your opinion in at least 2 sentences. If you do that, you get 5 marks. The second part of writing is where you are asked to write a plan for your essay. You don't write a full essay here, you only write a plan. That plan could be a mind map, or could be an outline, or could take any form of plans you have been trained to use. So you write a plan and you get 5 marks. Okay. So let's look at part 3. Part 3 of the exam is the essay itself, writing the essay itself. That's an extended response. You are given 25 marks for this task. These 25 marks include marks for task response, which means you answer the question, covering all the prompts, all the bullet points in the question. And marks also for vocabulary should be relevant and words should be used correctly. You'll also be given marks for grammar, spelling, punctuation, and coherence and cohesion of the essay. The essay should include paragraphs with topic sentences, supporting sentences, and include sentence for each paragraph, or a transitional sentence from a paragraph to another one. The essay should have an introductory paragraph and other paragraphs that discuss the details and a concluding paragraph at the end. You do that, you get 5 out of 5 for coherence and cohesion. And don't forget that you need to use some transitional words and phrases to link your ideas together. All right. So for part 3, we have the inference question. Here you will be given a text that is at C1 level, which is not easy. Not easy. So you will read this text and you will answer one question. The answer of that question is not explicitly stated in the text, but you need to make inferences to answer that question. So you support your answer with evidence from the text in order to get 2 marks out of 2. And then you will be asked to justify your response. Remember, you need to justify your response using evidence also from the text in order to get 3 out of 3. So this part of the exam is allocated 5 marks. That's for the paper-based exam. Let's now move to the electronic exam, the one that will be on Swift Assess. The first part of that electronic exam, which is part 5 of the exam, is a maze. Remember, here you have 2 mazes. First of them is an easy one. It only has 4 questions. You'll be given a text, a short text, about 80 words, and you will be asked to answer 4 questions, filling in gaps, using from options given. You might be asked about any of the grammar topics. Let me go back and show you here. This maze could be about any of these grammar lessons, or it could be about vocabulary here. So remember to learn the words carefully to review the grammar lesson. Okay, let's look at the second maze. The second maze is more difficult than the first one. Text here is about 150 words, almost double the previous one. And the questions are 8 instead of 4. So you have 8 gaps to fill in with words or with phrases, options given. The options will be given as A, B, C. Also, again, it's about grammar or vocabulary. Let me show you again. Vocabulary is here, and the grammar lessons that might be covered in that maze or these lessons. Right. So next is the reading passage. First reading passage of the exam. That's part 7. All right. So here you have a text that is about 350 words, and you are given 5 multiple choice questions to answer. The text level is B1 plus B12. But the next text is more difficult than that because it's B12 or B12 or B2 plus. Sorry, it's B2 or B2 plus. But this text only has 3 questions. That's a good news, and it's not long. It's only 260 words, 260 words. 3 multiple choice questions. So remember, reading 5 multiple choice questions for the first text, 3 multiple choice questions for the second text, and 7 multiple choice questions for the third text. This text is a bit long, 400 words, and it has 7 multiple choice questions, as we said, and the answers are explicitly and implicitly stated in the text. That means some questions are easy to answer because the answers are mentioned clearly in the text, but some other questions are not easy because the answer is not mentioned explicitly, so you need to connect ideas together or make connections when reading in order to answer those questions. And the next part is also a reading passage. This one is about 400 words, and it has only 3 multiple choice questions. But these 3 questions have implicitly stated answers in the text. That means the answers are not explicitly mentioned. You cannot find the answer in a given line or a given sentence. You might need to read more than a sentence or more than even a paragraph in order to get the answer for that question. Okay, so that's it. That's it for reading. Remember, review your answers carefully before you submit your paper. Remember that you can find also this exam coverage document and another PowerPoint document that explains these grammar lessons and gives examples. You can find all that on LMS. You go here, for example, to LMS to show you plan, scroll down, the assessment planner, find this assessment planner, and you go down, you see assessment coverage here, this PowerPoint presentation that covers everything. Show you before I end the meeting. So you can see this PowerPoint, yes. It covers the grammar and functional language parts in the exam. It gives examples, as you can see. For example, going to, it's explained here, when do you use it, and you have some examples. Okay, same thing for all the other grammar lessons and functional language sections like expressing opinion and so on. Thank you so much and good luck.